about them, or just the fact that you had a quick turnaround from your first game to tonight?
Yeah, we expected them to play very hard. They're physical, and they're a lot like the team we played the first night. And so they have good players, and we certainly didn't take them lightly. We just got we didn't play very well to start the game, and that put us in a hole.
What did you see from Smet after the first few minutes? It seems like he got the team going there later in the first half.
Yeah, Smet played great after he missed those 3 one-inch layups. He's standing back there, that's why I said that. But he played a really good game. He had a double-double tonight, had another 2 assists. He had 12 points, 10 rebounds. Then he really finished in lane. And he's so unselfish because you saw him get that offensive rebound late, and he passed it to Pierre, and then Jerron missed that little easy shot in the lane. But Smet could have shot that himself. So he's a great team player. He's really improving. He made 4 free throws in a row to start the game with great form. Like, he's just getting better in a lot of aspects. And then the defensive end, he made some big plays down the stretch for us.
You call him unselfish, and you said that about him several times last year as well. Mm-hmm. There were a few times tonight where he was guarded by a guy significantly shorter than him, and he looked like he sort of put his head down and there's no way he wasn't going to shoot. Have you been asking him to be more selfish?
Yeah, at times we like to get it. We try to get him the ball, and sometimes with the way they're playing ball screens or hard hedging, it's hard to get him the ball where we want. But I thought our guards, especially early in the second half, we got the ball to him a few times, but we need him to score double figures for us every night and be aggressive and try to put that ball in the basket.
Seems like Mitchell Holmes has given you guys some solid minutes for the second game in a row now. What have you seen from him in the offseason to now translating it into the regular season?
Yeah, Mitch was great tonight. He came off the bench, 3 for 3 from the 7 points, and that's what we expect. You know, Smet does his job, and Mitchell's a different type player. So, especially with Jaden Toombs out, I think those guys together. If you look at our center position tonight, we had 19 points and 12 rebounds out of those guys, and that's pretty productive.
Whoopi Miller had one of those nights where his shot wasn't falling, and there were a few times that he looked visibly frustrated with the balls not going down, but he still made his free throws. He still led you in scoring. What does that say about him in terms of his ability to contribute in other ways, even when his shot's not falling?
Well, you said he looked frustrated. You see my face when he kept missing layups?
Yeah,
I was frustrated too. That's one of those nights. He's such a great player. He was fouled 10 times in the game, and he went to the foul line and made 10 out of 12. But 6 assists, no turnovers. He's really figured out how not to turn the ball over. He just had a terrible shooting night, 2 for 14, and that happens sometimes. No one plays great every game, and unfortunately, we had a few guys that were struggling at the same time tonight until we got it going late.
Your young guys, Jermaine, Nigel got in for a few minutes. What are you seeing, not necessarily in their time on the floor in the first 2 games, because that's been brief, but just in their time in practice as they're growing and evolving into their transition into this team?
Well, we put Nigel in defensively, and then Jermaine played 13 minutes, B.J. Davis-Ray 5 minutes. So those guys are getting some time. They just have to keep growing as players and then be productive when we put them in the game. I know these were 2 physical teams we played. We scheduled like that, so we knew these first two games would be tough this week. But we need them to give us good minutes off the bench, and we really like what we see in practice, and now it just has to translate more in the game.
Along those same lines, in terms of the transition process, you've obviously got a bunch of transfers, a couple of whom, Corey Washington and Jerron Pierre, 2 games in. What have you seen from them?
Well, Corey just makes a lot of winning plays, similar to Matt Cross last year. Comes out of nowhere. He just tips balls. He rebounds it. He got to the foul line late because it wasn't shooting fouls that he was being fouled on. It was the hustle plays, the rebounding, and just the winning plays in basketball game. And he's all over the place offensively, rebounding, defensively. He's in the passing lanes. And so he was a big key to our success tonight. He had 13 and 8 and had those big free throws down the stretch. And I'm not sure who else you asked me about.
Jerron.
Oh, Jerron. Yeah, Jerron played well. Yeah, 12 and 6, and I thought his defense was at a higher level. We're just trying to get him to play as hard as he can defensively, as he told me that you don't spell Jerron Pierre with any D in it. I said, well, try to put a D in your name so you play it a little. No, but I was very impressed with him, especially in the second half. He gave great effort on defensive end.
What did your opponent do tonight that made it tough, that made you have to play that sort of grinding style?
Go first.
Got it.
The first thing that popped out to me was how they slowed the game down and played very physically. That can really take a toll on teams. That's what really made them stay in the game, honestly.
Tonight wasn't the best night for us as an offense. So we were trying to find a way on offense, and end of the game, we play some winning plays. So I think that's how we're fighting end of the game. Yeah.
It was a game where the opponent kind of stuck around for a while. What were you guys saying to each other during timeouts, during halftime, to make sure you guys were still, locked in?
We got a lot of guys with experience on the team, so the talks were more of just it's just one of those days. Not a great offensive night, but one we have to grind out defensively, do the little things, and do whatever it takes to win the game.
We were just trying to stick to the plan and play hard on defense and execute on offense. Yeah.
Samet, your coach described you as such an unselfish player. Is it hard for you to try to take the ball and just force your way in when you have a size advantage on the guy guarding you?
Definitely it's not hard, but I'm just trying to play, as a team, and I just don't want to be selfish. And if they're doubling me on post, I'm just trying to pass the ball. I'm not trying to shoot over two players.
What did you see? We talked to Coach about Boopy having a night where none of his shots were falling. How much do you guys talk to a guy like that when his shot's not falling, but he's contributing in other ways?
I would just say just picking him up, just having his back out there. We know that he's not trying to miss the shots on purpose. So, so we're just being there for him, just cheering him up. We know that a great player that he can or is. So we're just having his back.
He's one of the best point guard in the nation. So that was one of those nights. So we were just trying to help him on the bench and on the court. So we were just trying to help him on the board.
What have you guys seen from the freshmen in practice and now as they start to get more and more playing time in the season?
They're definitely coming around. They're very highly skilled. Just watching them before I got here and now just seeing it in person and actually seeing them in game, they're really coming around. That experience is going to catch up to them. It's a good thing.
They are practicing hard every day. We've been practicing hard, and I think we will see during the game, how they're playing hard. Yeah.
Coach Enfield was talking about the freshmen and how they're transitioning into your team. Corey, you're a new guy, but you're not a freshman.
Yeah.
How different is the transition process as a veteran joining this team compared to when you were a freshman?
I'd say the first thing is just gaining those guys' trust, just letting them know that I'll go out there and fight for them like a brother. So just doing that, we'll have them following by example, we'll just have them lead on.